Hi everyone, my name is Mo Saha. I'm an artist, coloring book author, and an avid art journaler. And today I am continuing my series working with the Grafix Mixed Media Journal in size 6 inches by 6 inches. I've been working on this journal from the beginning of 2025, and this is a journal about revisiting my values. I feel that my values and identity has evolved over the years, and it is a good time to revisit those principles that govern my life. So today my idea is to talk about slowing down as one of the values I need to develop. Slowing down means a variety of things to me. Very importantly, it talks about prioritizing. In slowing down, in prioritizing, I feel that I am able to include myself in my care, because otherwise everything gets done. Everyone who needed to be supported got supported, but what I'm left with is just exhaustion. And the page that I'm working on symbolically to me represents tea. That I put a teacup here because sometimes tea is very symbolic of sitting down in front of my house plants and just sipping a cup of tea. Just a simple cup of tea, maybe just 5 minutes, and that's it. And so I brought in a tea bag and I did some things with the tea bag, but this is, a standard tea bag that was used, and then I opened up the bag and it stands like a little piece of paper. It's lovely, and I used a couple of stencils. This was for the background. It looked like it's a pretty all-around pattern, and I liked that. So I put that very, very subtle. I did not do it in an intense color or anything. Just a little bit of white showing through. And when I did that, I have to tell you that it does. The paper is so thin that it is going to transfer to your work surface. So I have a silicone pad. Protect your work surface because the paint is going to transfer. I used acrylic paint, simple white acrylic paint, and once the background dried, I used another stencil, and this time I just traced the design with a pen. When I did that, I kind of liked that more than just putting just the tea bag. It felt like I took the time to relax, I took the time to create something, and that kind of is a more comprehensive expression of what relaxation means to me. And one of the things I love doing is go on short walks. I found these leaves, I dried them, I had a feeling I was going to use them in one of my journals. Today I'm also wanting to bring in a little bit of texture using my awl and some very cheerful embroidery floss. I have an applicator for the paint with the stencil. I have some paint brushes, pencils, scissors. I have also threaded a needle for the little bit that I want to do with that. And one of the most important ingredients other than my journal is this product, the double tack mounting film. I'm going to adhere quite a few things because the stitching I plan to make it purely decorative, so not going to count on it to hold anything in place, but it's just going to be a nice addition. The heavy lifting of the adhering of elements to my page would be with the use of the double tack mounting film. These come in 9 by 12 inches sheets, 3 pieces in one pack. So I cut out only the pieces that I need, as much as I need. Now I have worked on one side, but these craft plastic, opaque white craft plastic, is both opaque and it's quite sturdy. So it does give me the option to work on both sides. And I don't know if you like to work on the front and back of these plastics. I quite enjoy it, and it gives me more surface to play on. And if you have never tried it, I think you could give it a try. So I will start by writing my word. I just love how my pen glides across the opaque craft plastic surface. It's just a treat. You have to do it to know what I'm talking about. Let me try drying the ink a little bit. I'm just going to check on the back to make sure everything is fine on the other side. So this is what I like. I had something in the back. It still let me work on this side. When I heated it up, it did not impact the other side, and the plastic did not smell bad, get too hot or anything. I love it. I love this craft plastic product. Or actually all of the surfaces. What can I say? So this is the one that I have as a sample, and these are some of the pieces I want to include on my page along with some stitching. But before that, okay, I'm going to keep the black piece underneath. This is actually the clear piece, and clear as in the wet media Duralar. This is the tea bag that I'm planning to use. And then coming in, this is a makeup applicators. You can use any kind of spatula, you can use a palette knife. I want to use this one. Instead of adding this to the wet media Duralar on top of it, I think I would like to make this into a pocket. So using this as the background surface, to attach these, I'm going to bring in a little bit of my mounting film. So I'm cutting them into tiny strips. Because it has a front, like a base, and then the adhesive layer, and then a top layer to protect it, when you're cutting it with your scissors, it doesn't get stuck to the scissors, which is another benefit of the double tack mounting film. I have never really tried to adhere dried florals or leaves with the double tack mounting film before, but let's find out how it goes, because it was quite gentle on the tea bag, which is pretty thin paper. think I want to put some tiny washi tip here. I like how this is turning out. And now if I bring this in, I think it seals everything nice and neat. And I want to stitch down here a little bit, here a little bit. I'm bringing in my awl. So today I continued my work on the mixed media journal by Grafix in the 6 inches by 6 inches size. The surfaces that I worked on today are the opaque white Durabrite craft plastic in 0.010 inch thickness. It's really sturdy. You can draw on it, paint on it, obviously stitch on it as well. And also on this side I worked with the opaque black Durabrite craft plastic, not so much directly on the surface itself, but I attached elements to it using my double tack mounting film, and I adhered natural items such as dried botanicals, leaves that I found on my walk, tea bags that I stenciled. And then I kind of wanted to hold that all in place so that, you know, nothing crumbles off, falls away. Just to give the natural elements a little more protection, the delicate paper a little more protection. I used the little bit of washi tape on the side to just use it to decoratively tape it down. I also used some embroidery floss and very simple straight stitching to secure the objects and the elements on the page. I used 2 separate surfaces to make the right side of the spread, and the surface that on everything is adhered to is the opaque black craft plastic, and the surface on top is the wet media Duralar film. I used it as a protective layer, and as you saw, it was not hard to poke holes through. I used an awl for that, as this entire journal has been about my evolving values, and today's is about slowing down, prioritizing, reprioritizing, making time for myself consistently. When I dried the surfaces, the ink, the paint, it did not make the plastic very hot, did not melt it, there was no bad smell. So that is always a plus point, because not all of us have open spaces to work in where any kind of nasty smell can escape very easily. It feels good to have included natural elements, makes it far more emotionally gratifying, I would say. You know, because it takes me back to the moment where I found the leaf. It takes me back to the moment where I had a cup of tea. And with that, I am going to bring the pages of the book together. You have already seen what the rest of the book looks like at the beginning of the video. So at this point, this was August, and this is edition of September. And with that, I'm going to see you in October. Until then, keep creating. Bye.